And welcome to www.rei-tv.com. I'm Nick, your host, and I gotta start off by giving a little apology here. I forgot about Newbie Tuesday. I know yesterday was Tuesday. I did put up a video yesterday. I was really excited. We got the launch coming up, and in my enthusiasm and excitement, I went and made a video, but I forgot that it was Tuesday and it was supposed to be a episode for the new folks. So I owe you guys one, and I promise I'll pay. So, but watch the thing up there. While you're watching it, giving you the information about the launch, underneath there's a link that says something about a survey. I put a survey up, and I believe it says, click here to take the survey, or help me out, I need a survey. I feel like those guys on the side of the road with the "We'll Eat for Food" signs. But in any case, the survey's good, because I do want to get to know a little bit about you. I want to know who our viewers are. I really thank you for watching, by the way. And it'll help me to make the show better. So there's good questions in there. It's only 10 questions. You'll be done in 3 or 4 minutes. Some of them are even multiple choice. But if you please take that survey for me, it'll help me develop the show better and give you what you're looking for and know what type of viewers that we have. So anyway, slowly we're announcing new features and stuff that are coming up to the site or coming out on the site when we have the grand opening or pre-launch or relaunch or whatever you want to call it, premiere. In early May, and one of the series that we're going to have, or not series, it's going to be something that happens on a daily basis. It's going to be called Knickknacks, and you'll learn more about that later. Anyway, today we're talking about how to make the most of your time, how to manage time, and I got to tell you something. I'm one of the worst as far as managing time. My biggest problem in the world, I'd admit that I procrastinate, but I'm not. I'll admit it tomorrow. That was supposed to be funny. I didn't plan it. Anyway, these are some tips and things that have helped me get around time issues and some things that I've done to get more done in a smaller amount of time. Let's face it, money's cool to have, but time is precious. I mean, it just really is. And there's some certain things that I've learned in business over the years that have helped me to maximize my time, especially in this business, because this is a business, it could pull you all 20 different ways if you're not careful. So one of the first things is you got to automate. Now, I know if you're new in the business, there's some of you are, don't run out and buy $3,000 software and all the fanciest websites and all this. But you could automate with a computer, and you could just automate by having a system. I guess the better word is systemize, or systemate, or whatever it is. But there's a lot of things that you could automate. Maybe you haven't thought about it, but you can automate almost all of your marketing. No matter what kind of marketing you're doing, you can have other people help you. You can come up with systems. If you're using mail, and let's face it, mail is one of the easiest and cheapest ways to market in this business. If you're using mail, there's services out there that'll do it all for you. One of them that's really easy is our own U.S. Post Office. I think it's USPS.org. I'm pretty sure it's USPS.org. But it's the U.S. Postal Service mail. And you can go online now, and you put in your information, you flip a credit card number in there. You could even upload, you have to get a list, so you can buy a list from a list broker or however you get your list, and we'll talk about that in a marketing segment someday. But you upload your list, or I think if you want, you could just pick a zip code, and this is when you're targeting certain areas. When you're working a farm area, you type in what you want the postcard to say or what the letter to say. You upload a picture if you want a picture. You upload a graphic. And you could do it all sitting right here at the computer. I mean, you could send out 2,000 2,000 real pieces of mail on postcards or stamped envelopes just by pushing a few buttons at USPS.org. So take advantage of it. Another thing, there's companies that'll do this for you. And one of them that I highly recommend is Richard Roop and Dan Duran. If you're not familiar with Richard Roop and Dan Duran, they're real estate investors, but they're also highly sought after marketing teachers. And they've got a program, and I'm just going to tell you about this because it's good. I'm not making anything off of it. They don't even know me probably. But it's a marketing program where you sign up with them, and they will actually do your mailings for you. They'll mail them out several times, and they'll keep track of them, and they'll even give you the copy. They'll write it for you. They'll mail it. They'll do all of it for you in one shot. I don't remember all the details because it's been a while, but I remember I was really, really impressed when I saw what they do. So Richard Roop and Dan Duran, that's something to look into. Tell them to send me $1 if you buy anything, or buy me breakfast someday. Another thing, and this is systemizing, is bird dogs. You know, if you don't have the time to find leads, find other people that will find the time to find the leads for you. I have 50-something bird dogs that work for us right now on our list. Now granted, some of them don't do anything, some of them do a lot. But I have over 50 bird dogs that work for me all over the country. Most are in the Chicago area, but they're all over. I'll look at a deal anywhere. I don't care where it is. So get yourself some bird dogs. Go to real estate investor meetings, REI meetings, and talk to people. Come up with link exchanges. You know, maybe your specialty is sub-2 deals. Maybe someone else's specialty is wholesaling, and another guy does auctions. Well, get together with each other and say, hey, when I don't do wholesaling. I do sub-2s. So let's trade leads. Let's come up with a lead exchange. So when I'll send you all my leads that I don't want that are wholesale deals. You send me all the leads that you don't want that could be sub-2 deals or whatever it is. But get out there and network. Yeah, it's not a computer, but it's still automated. I mean, when you wake up in the morning and a guy that you met at a REIA meeting has a few leads waiting for you when you sit down at your computer, that's automating, right? Now, there's other ways that you can outsource. And one is retirees. Old people need love too, and some of them would be so happy to work for you. They will sit there, they'll stuff your envelopes, they'll lick your stamps, they'll do the mailings for you. I know investors who use senior citizens, and they're actually at a retirement home. He actually has a couple of women in a retirement home. One of them answers all his phones for him. He gives her a list of all the questions to ask when a seller calls, and that's the number he promotes. The seller calls in. This nice granny-sounding woman answers the phone and just goes down his list. What's the address? And, does it have a roof? And how old is the house? And how much do you want it? And she's sweet as heck to talk to. She softens up the sellers. They love her to death. And she's cheap as all get up. I think he gives her 50 cents a call, or you can pay him by the hour. In a lot of cases with the older folks, they're just happy to be doing something. They're bored. They're really bored, and they're happy to feel worth something again. And I'm not saying all old people don't. Don't take me wrong. I don't want to start getting these negative emails now. But there are people that'll work for cheap and will love working for you, and they'll be responsible and they'll be loyal. How about students? They might not be as responsible and loyal. I got kids of my own. But students for cheap, minimum wage or maybe even less, buying a six-pack, the ones that are over 21, send them out to a neighborhood and give them flyers. Don't put them in the mailbox. You can rubber band them to the mailbox. Put them between the doors. Put them on windshields. This is if you're working a farm area. Now that works real good when you're looking for houses. What about when you're selling a house? You hit all the areas, hit a 5-mile circle around there, square, whatever you call it. Let them go hand out flyers, just give them flyers. Tell them, put them everywhere. Now make sure they're doing it. Make sure you're paying them and doing it. Tell them you're going to follow them or something like that. But they can put them on every house. Let's face it, if a house is for sale in a neighborhood, the neighbors want someone good moving in there. And they'll try to find somebody to move in if they know that the house is for sale. So take advantage of that. Bandit signs. You can pay a kid, a high school kid, 50 cents a pop to hang your bandit signs for you. Why should you drive around all day long? Give him 50 cents a pop to hang them. In an hour, he could hang 50 of them. He can make himself 25 bucks. And just tell him where you want them. And here's a trick. This is one of the knickknacks. Tell him to take a digital picture of every single one of them after he puts it up. That way you're not going to find them all stuck in a garbage can. Speaking of bandit signs, a word from our sponsor. Here's a little bit of BS. Don't forget to go to www.reitv.com. Oh, you're there now. Well, forget the advertisement. In any case, you could use these kids for a lot of things. Stuff in your envelopes, cleaning houses up. You got a house that needs a little bit of cleanup. You're supposed to be dirt clean, broom clean, whatever it is. Pay a kid 50 bucks. Have him clean the house out. He'll do a really good job. Him and his buddies will go over there and they'll get the job done quick. The system I work, I don't look at my houses, I don't talk to the buyers, I don't talk to the sellers. I just got a check today. Here, I don't want to lean too far out, but it's from the Streeter Credit Union. It's a nice check with a 12 and a few zeros after it. And you have to have a system. And in my system, I generate leads. I have someone else call them. I have someone else look at the house. I have somebody else send me the pictures of the house. I have somebody else show the house. I basically solve problems, train these folks, and arrange the closings. I think I've only looked at 2 houses so far this year. And this month we're closing, knock on wood, we should be closing 5 to 7 deals this month. that we got, that we're getting starting to get the checks rolling in and earnest money and stuff like that. I've only looked at one or two of them, so talking too long. I hope this is good. I hope you saved some time. Please take the survey up there where it says click on here to take the survey. It's gonna help me know what you want so I can help give it to you. We have a segment starting a week from Friday. That would be, hold on a second, bear with me. It would be the 18th, April 18th at flippin' midnight. We're going to have a live series for 1 hour at flippin' midnight Eastern time, so 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock way out Pacific. Flippin' midnight, it's going to be the first one. Again, Friday night on the 18th, I'm going to be live for an hour. You'll see me, you'll look me in the eye. You can type and answer me questions. Hopefully we can just have a beer or something and talk business a little bit. It's not going to be too formal. I really just want to get to know some of you guys, let you ask me some questions and that type of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm probably at the 4-hour mark of this 10-minute episode. Don't forget, you're here already. Thanks for coming.